Today we're talking about neighbors and dealing with a troublesome neighbor.
Drama.
Neighbor drama. Like,
dude.
I had one of those things happen myself. I've always had a peaceful life with the neighbors for the most part, but right here next door to the place that I live, which is not here because we're in the studio.
Right. Fancy. Big studio.
I ended up getting in a spat with my neighbor. It was real volatile. It went south.
Really?
Yeah, because, in the past, before I became a peaceful meditator and all that, I was fight fire with fire. We did not handle it well. It went real bad. Nobody got hurt, but it was a bad situation, and it took about a year and a half before I even talked to them again. So
really? What happened?
It was all about like the trash cans, believe it or not.
Oh
I was setting our trash cans out. Apparently, the trash can people, Waste Management, was trying to charge them for one of the trash cans that I had, and I didn't know about this. So then one day I went to put a little bit of trash in their trash can. I just was walking by and tossed a box in there, and
Wasn't full.
The lady lost her mind, came running out of the house, and had all this built up anger that because I put trash in her trash can. But I found out it wasn't about that. It was about the fact that they were trying to charge her extra for my trash can. So she had a lot of built up anger.
Wow.
Came at me really aggressively, yelling, screaming, and all of that. And of course, I responded with the same. Fast forward, a few minutes later, it was a Jerry Springer show. My family came out, her family came out, everybody was yelling at each other, and it was a bad, bad scene.
Dude.
Nothing good came of it. So I'm really curious to know what you can share on this topic that would allow me and some other people to really be able to deal with things in a far different way than just being super aggressive and going back at them.
Yeah, so we're in a rental right now because we're having some renovations done. So we're right down the street, and we're in this rental house, and I finally go and get my bench, my little workout bench, my dumbbells. And that's really all I have, like, as far as workout stuff. I have a few dumbbells and then a little pull-up bar, and that's that. So it's not much, but, I go and I set it up in the backyard. And then I also set up, like, a little obstacle course for my daughter. I'm trying to get her, like, all in, like, gymnastics and stuff. So we have these little like bricks basically that I've arranged for her to play on and stuff like that. It's a little obstacle course. Anyway, so it's hot. It's been super hot. And so I'm back there. When I'm at home, my shirt's off. That's just called being at home,
Yeah. I pretty much live the same way, brother. I only have a shirt on right now because we're doing this show.
That's what I'm saying. And so, when I get home from the day, it's like disrobe, it's shorts, and I like to be barefoot, and just I think there's a lot of value in like grounding with the earth.
Yes.
It's kind of weird, but it's like
I've read about that.
I'm into it. So I like to get home, get comfy, and just be. So I'm in shorts, and Leia's back there. We're playing with the hose. I have a little t-ball set for her, so she's like running around playing. She's like just strong enough to like press the hose thing.
Oh, yeah.
So she's playing with it.
Squirting
anyway,
it.
Yeah. I'm back there, and I start working out. I start doing a little set in between playing with her and just running around.
I mean, it sounds like a really nice family time.
So we're doing that, and I have not met the neighbors yet. This is like week number 2, I think.
Right.
So I'm always kind of watching out just to kind of see, maybe I can go introduce myself. I'm not going to go knock on their door type thing.
Right.
But like if I notice another dude is in his garage, like I'll say hello, There's proper neighbor etiquette, I feel,
Sure.
So anyway, the next morning I'm getting ready to leave, and garage is open. I'm kind of shuffling through my stuff, getting my things ready for the day, and I see neighbor man come out. And so I'm like, oh, good opportunity, man to man. I'm going to go introduce myself.
Yeah.
Okay, so I start walking towards him, and I'm about 20 feet before we actually get to shaking hands. And he goes, hey, man, I really don't appreciate he goes, hey, man, my wife and kids really don't appreciate you half naked in your backyard working out. And I'm like, I stopped right there, and I'm like,
yeah, his wife
what?
And kids don't appreciate it?
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, in this neighborhood, we go work out at the gym. And I'm like, I just started laughing at that point. I'm like, I can't work out in my backyard, really? And then he's like, yeah. And you know what? I've already talked to other neighbors, and I suggest you don't do it again.
That was your introduction.
That was my first meet. Welcome to the neighborhood.
Not a hi, how are you? Hey, could I maybe talk to you about something?
Nothing of the sort. Just, hey, you better stop doing this in your yard.
I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that his wife probably doesn't have a problem with it. I don't think his kids even noticed it.
Like, let's dissect this for a second, because it's solutionless at this point. We had that little exchange, and then I go off. My day begins, basically. So in my head, I'm like, this motherfucker, like, he's really trying to just check me. And it's like, how do I respond? So first response, it's like laugh, dismiss, like, this guy's a fucking egomaniac, obviously. He thinks he's going to look over into another man's yard and, like, control that space somehow. But who knows what he walked into, right? Like, I talked to some of my friends who are like, dude, he walked in on his lady checking you out.
That's what I would think. That's what I would think, is that either he feels inferior about himself because maybe he doesn't work out or whatever and doesn't have a shapely body like you do, or he saw his wife checking you out, and then he tried to, then he got angry. He became
somehow.
Yeah, he became angry, jealous, and then wants to stop that from happening.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, like, okay, so you laughed and we're like, oh man, and then what?
It's because I was kind of shocked. Like I said, I was going into this like, oh, I'm gonna, like, cool. I meet my first friend on the block.
Yeah.
First day at school type thing, and it was totally just like, oh damn. And I just, like I said, my first is always gonna be like laugh. If it's totally ridiculous, like, I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna dismiss it, and I just carry on with my day.
Yeah.
As people call me throughout the day and they're asking, hey, what's going on, Billy? What's, like my friends and whatnot. These types of conversations come up. And so it's like, man, and everyone that I've talked to, they're like, he's totally out of line.
Did you just walk away?
Yeah.
So he said that, you laughed and just turned around, or what?
Yeah. So like I said, before I even got there to shake his hand, like I said, I was probably 20 feet away.
Yeah.
And starts just
jaw jacking you.
Yeah. And I'm just like, I stopped like that, and I'm just like, are you kidding me? Like,
yeah,
you're talking about, I can't work out in my backyard. And I just walked. I was like, all right. And I just walked away.
Okay. Yeah. Wow.
And so,
a lot of self-control, I think, there.
Man.
Because in my old days, like I just told you, I would fight fire with fire, and my first instinct would be to drop F-bombs and start telling them I'd do whatever the blank I want, and you can go blankety blank blank blank, and good luck trying to stop me.
Right.
And then I in the past I would also become antagonistic. So then I would really just be walking around with my shirt off all the time and probably playing AC/DC at very loud decibels and just trying to turn the screws on him. So
dude.
I'm curious, like, yeah. So you're telling your friends the stories about what's happening. Obviously they agree that he's a whack job.
Yeah.
Were you guys able to come up with any kind of, like, so what do you do?
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm bringing this to the table, because this is a real situation, and it's like, to be able to chop it up and really look at it, because everyone's going to go through this. Everyone is going to have a weird neighbor at some point,
sure.
An asshole neighbor at some point that's just going to try to complain about whatever and just get in your business, you know? And so it's like, comparing our home to this house, our home is, the perimeter is lined with trees.
Yeah.
So there's a real barrier there.
Right.
That's created so that these types of situations don't ever happen.
But in the rental, not so.
Not so. And so in his home, not so. That's what I'm saying. So looking at it, one angle is, if you don't want to see what's happening in your neighbor's yard, grow some trees, create that privacy. You have every right to create a shade structure to block yourself in, if that's what you want to do,
or block your own view.
You know what I'm saying?
Because apparently they need to block their own view.
That's exactly right. So, it's just an interesting situation, and Yeah, it's totally ridiculous. So yeah, of course, like you. So you would have back then, you would have dropped some F-bombs, came back a little bit harder, mind your business,
Yeah.
and came back on a long-term agitating,
Yeah.
like, okay, shirts off now always.
Yeah.
Like
every day.
now I'm running up and down the street.
Yeah,
I'm just working out in the street now.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
it's like there's a part of that's happening, right? So it's like now it's just like, yeah, okay, so what happens next, right? So he's gonna respond somehow, and I'm just gonna have to tell him, like, you're out of your mind, like you're crazy. So I don't know how that's gonna be, or I'm just back there working out one day and I get just a bullet in the ribs.
You never know. Like, people can, I doubt he would shoot you, but like, people will do passive aggressive things.
Yeah.
And like, pour paint over the wall just to give you a mess to clean up, or leave their trash cans in front of your driveway. Like, a lot of passive aggressive stuff can happen because of that. I'm one that really likes to do what I want to do. I pretty much live my whole life that way, and I don't like being told what to do. I've had to find different ways to deal with this kind of stuff, though. And now, since probably the last 6 months, I've really taken on a do no harm type of philosophy for my life.
Yeah.
I operate completely differently. So when I was faced the other day with someone very close to me, someone that I love dearly, just telling me to F off and go F myself, and like, they didn't need me in their life anymore, and lots of really hurtful things. Normally I would combat that with just the worst language I could and really just go at them, if nothing else, just to be antagonistic. Like,
right.
don't call
for
me,
sport at that
don't
point.
text me again. I'll watch this, texting you again. You're not
50.
letting them. So this time I took a different path, and in this case, since it's somebody that I know very, very closely, I just said, I love you, and I'm sorry that you're feeling this way. And then they went off again because they didn't get the response they wanted. They wanted the battle.
Right.
They wanted me to give them an excuse to hate me more for some reason. But I wasn't going to do that. I just said, hey, I see that you're feeling this way, and I'm going to give you your space. And that's how that goes. Now, in this kind of situation, that wouldn't work because you can't tell him you love him. Because then it goes just weird, like, this guy's a fruit, So like, what I would do now in that situation, if somebody started saying something like that, is my first step would be to try to peacefully explain that, first, I'm sorry that it's affecting you this way. It is pretty hot out here. I like to work out and I get hot, and I'm probably going to continue doing that. And I don't want it to affect you in any bad way. But that's what I feel is okay for me to do, because it is my backyard. You can do whatever you want in your backyard. Even if you want to be naked in your backyard, that's your backyard.
That's it.
So that's all I can say. And if you want to talk to neighbors and get people riled up, that's fine. But I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing. And that's as far as I can go with it. And then, as they said more to me, possibly, it would just be, I would just say, I don't want to be in a fight with you, and I don't want to argue with you. I just want to live here peacefully. And that's it.
Beautiful.
That's what I would do now. And it's so foreign because, man, like, I live with so much volatility and so much violence in my past life.
Yeah.
Like, normally it would have been like fisticuffs. Like, you want to say something else to me? Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Let's see. Make it happen, bro. You think you're that tough? Let's make it happen. But I can't do that anymore, man. I don't want to do that anymore. So now the people next door that we had a lot of problems with, I just started waving and smiling. And I felt bad because they have daughters there. They're adult daughters, but their daughters have kids too. And they saw me in a really aggressive, scary way.
Oh, yeah.
Like, shirt off, tattoos blaring, temper flaring, the whole nine, man.
Yeah.
And I was super aggressive. And I felt bad for the daughters and the daughters' daughters, the grandkids that were there that saw me act that way. And what I really want is for them to see me with my dogs and come up and pet the puppies and just have a peaceful life. But they saw me that way already. And so that kind of affects me, dude. So that's where I'm at now. It's like, the other thing is that I don't want to allow anyone else to trigger me anymore.
Right.
I don't
Yeah.
want to give anyone else the control over my emotions. And that's so hard, man. Like if somebody says something to you, most of your friends will tell you, you have every right to react to that. You had every right to be mad.
Yeah.
Right? But I don't, that's fine, but it doesn't speak to the control of yourself anymore.
Yeah.
You know, like I shouldn't be able to affect you and make you be angry. You should have control over your own space, your own energy, your own and what happens is when someone triggers you that way and you get angry and you gave them your control. You gave them your power.
Yeah.
And I don't like that.
So, talking about dealing with difficult neighbors and whatnot, right? He's looking at me as a difficult neighbor. His perception, oh, who is this guy? Right?
Right.
Like as if I'm doing something wrong. So that says, I don't know what that says about his world.
Well, it says that he's insecure. It says he's insecure about what's happening because the problem is your shirt's off and you're looking too sexy next door. And he says wife and kids like it's some kind of moral issue.
Yeah,
it's not like you're running around in a thong,
no,
a string bikini and doing the Thunder from Down Under in the backyard.
No way, man.
That's not happening, right?
Yeah.
So it's his own security that he's dealing with, and he's trying to get you to stop it. Whether his wife made a comment like that dude next door is hot, and that really pissed him off,
something, right?
Or he just feels inferior to you because he doesn't work out or whatever. It's really his issue.
Yeah.
There's two ways to deal with it in my peaceful approach now, and one would be just do not interact with that neighbor anymore. Continue doing what you're doing. Continue doing what makes you happy.
Yeah.
The other would be to take a step further, and some people are going to disagree with this, but maybe like get a Starbucks gift card or an Outback gift card and take it over to him and say, hey, man, I know things went a little sideways, dude, but I really just want to be friends and want to be peaceful. So I thought I'd just kind of extend this gift to you and see if that changes him, because he might think
that would reward bad behavior, which I'm totally against. So
it's a philosophy that it's rewarding bad behavior, and we can be okay to disagree on this. Yeah. But what if he just saw you and thought this cocky young SOB, this cocky, look at him, he's good looking, he's got his hair all tight, his body is tan, and just thinks he's the cock of the walk, I bet. And he built this whole persona of you
without ever speaking a word or anything.
And you didn't even get a chance to say a word. You were just walking up, and he was like, this is my chance to knock him off his high horse. But it's possible that an act of kindness could derail that and make him think, you know what, my bad. Maybe I acted the wrong way, and, this guy's just trying to be cool. So I've had that happen before where I've used that method, and the people say, dude, I'm sorry about what I did, man. You're way cooler than I thought you were. I thought you were just a cocky young a-hole, and you're not.
Yeah.
It's possible. So that's an option to try.
For sure.
If you're brave enough to try it.
I don't know if it's brave to do that. I mean, it like I said, it may be incentivizing more bad from him. There's also that angle, right?
Yeah.
So if
you could try
reward someone who's abused you, it's almost giving them a green light for future abuse.
Maybe.
At some level.
Maybe, yeah.
It could be twisted as that.
Could be.
And the guy's obviously already twisted.
He's pretty twisted.
So it's
you could try making a really nice pie and giving it to his wife.
From your neighbor.
That's my old school self right there. Like, hey, I just had a great conversation with your wife the other day.
Oh,
no,
man.
But I wouldn't do that either. That's just going to piss him off. But let's just say that it's possible that doing something kind for him could show him a different side of you and soften him up. Maybe not getting him a gift. Maybe there's another way to be kind. But I definitely wouldn't stop working out in the backyard with the shirt off thing, because that's just who you are. And it's really like, what are we over here? Like, we're not Amish, okay? I love Amish people, by the way.
Yeah, interesting situation, but it's not unique. Everyone goes through neighbor drama, you know, and it's just interesting to see. Like,
what's your next step?
I'm just gonna keep doing my thing. If I see him out, I will say hello. Like, because I don't know. That's just how I am. If I see someone in frame, I'm going to try to make eye contact with them. Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna shy away or like,
Yeah.
No way. Like if anything, now it's like, what's going on over
Yeah.
there?
Now you want to,
like,
yeah.
I'm gonna wash my car in the front yard now with my shirt off, type thing. Just to demonstrate like you don't have control over this. Like,
right. And there's really nothing that could be done. Like I
said, unless he wants to get physical at that point, right?
Right.
So,
I don't think he does though, because I don't know the guy. I never saw him, but I'm just guessing that he's not as in shape as you are.
He's a lot older. He's got definitely belly and just he's an older. I think probably late 50s or something like that.
Okay.
Got the boat, pool, barbecue island, big lifted truck.
Yeah, ego. Lots of ego.
A lot of ego.
I love all those things. I want a truck, a big lifted truck and a boat. But he's obviously got a lot of stuff to pad his ego.
Yeah.
And then now he wants to feel...
He needs some trees. He's missing trees. He has all these things.
That could be your gift.
Trees.
You could give him a shade tree.
Man, like...
Plant this in your yard in the perfect spot to block you from seeing me work out.
I'll bring him some little seedlings.
There you go.
That's it, man.
Well, I would.
That's my gift.
I would suggest trying some kind of kindness act to see if it works, just so that you can say for yourself, "Hey, I tried." Even after he was not cool, I tried. That's my suggestion, man. Take it for what it's worth, though.
Yeah, I like the gift thing. I think I might couple that with the trees because that would be a real solution.
Yeah.
And a gift in one with just the kind gesture. I think that's perfect.
Good deal, man. I wish you luck with that, brother.